Just as I did in 2024, I decided to do a 2025 video about all my purchases I've done for my collecting. And these are not the ones that you see here. This is from my man cave a little bit. But I put all those toys in one place, and this is how it turned out. It was way more than I expected I did buy. I thought, yeah, I did buy quite a few, but I never expected it to be this many. And this doesn't even include the comics I have and some other minor things and some things I actually did buy and then resell them because I won some big lots. But here's what you see what I have. And to start, it came quite some random figures. But as for my wrestling collection, it kind of grew. I started off with those Toy Biz WCW figures because I really wanted that Hogan. And then I did some Hasbro, one on Undertaker, and mainly it wasn't that many wrestling figures. I thought it would be more, but I have most of them that I do want, so it is what it is, and I'm happy with what I get. And actually, this Ultimate Warrior I got for a steal, so I never did feel I needed to own it, but when I got it for a fair price, I got it, and it looks good. It's way better in real life than it is on film, that's for sure. In the beginning of the year, I actually start focusing on Marvel Legends figures, and that turned out to be quite good. Marvel Legends was probably my main target of collecting for the first 6-7 months of the year. You can see I got like the Iron Man, the Punisher, Daredevil, Death, Thanos, Kingpin, MODOK, White Queen, Bulldozer, Kraven, and a lot of the Watcher, and a lot of them. So, but the thing is with Marvel, I'm also starting to get at the end of my list because it's too many characters, and I decided like I can't collect every variant of each figure. So I made a list of around 119 figures 3 years ago or 4 years ago, and I only miss now like 18 figures or something from my list, so that's always good. Lizard is one of them, and they need to be based on the comics how we looked in the 70s and 80s as much as possible. I don't have newer ones, except for some exceptions like, of course, Deadpool. I have Carnage already, and so on. He-Man, on the other side, Masters of the Universe, has been one of my main collections ever since a kid. I have had all of them now, but I started army building with Horde Troopers, and I'm up to 8 now, and I got 5 last year because I had 3 in total before that. I started with some variants like this Red-Winged Stratos, I never had him. And of course, Masters of the Universe classics, or not classics, but the cartoon ones. Of course, I got some Brave Star. I got some Snake Man in the Origins line, but I'm not too fond of it. And I got my own Superman figure now. I only had one in the classics Masters of the Universe 2-pack with He-Man, but now I have one that can actually pose out and let him breathe. And of course I got Swift Wind, which was a major buy last year. It's a nice adding to my collection. Then if you go down, you see that I did buy some Dungeons and Dragons figures. In my collection, they are now complete. I have all the figures except the giant multi-headed dragon Tiamat, or whatever her name is. So it was nice to get the whole collection complete, so to say. But there's some random figures like Popeye and Olive Oil, and I got this new Adventures He-Man for a really good steal, like $2 in this condition. I got some Dracula and Werewolf, a cheap Lord of the Ring. I don't collect Lord of the Rings, but if you got it for under $3 US dollars, you buy it. And of course, I got the Crystal Falls, which was really nice addition. I never wanted it in my collection either, but it didn't tickle my fancy, so to say. But when I got it for a good price with box, I just had to buy it. And what is new, I also started a Legend of Zelda collection. I have the first Zelda games now in box. Not the best condition in some of them, but some of them are better. And I also have the Super Mario World box. And this year I actually got some really good Transformers. Like, I finally got Megatron, which is probably the most ugly action figure toy released in a long time. But at least I got him as a to my Optimus Prime. And more importantly, I got Shockwave. Shockwave was my main villain when I was a kid. I always wanted it, but never got him. But got him at the Swedish Retromania. Really nice. Huge compared to the other ones. Is comparable to size to that Jetfire figure. And he stands head and shoulders, as you can see, above all the other ones. And it's strange to me that they didn't make him the main villain in the series instead of Megatron when they started Transformers in the beginning. Collect toys. Got some cheap Pretenders, Grimlock, Jazz, Bumblebee, Goldbug, and Starscream. And on the shelf below, you see actually one of the most random finds, Ginger Lynn, for all those who know who she is. She needs no explanation, but she was big in the 80s, to say the least. And I got another Optimus Prime, a Grimlock, and some Robotech figure. And this one I found in Belgium, Starsinger, one of my favorite TV series as a kid. This toy was probably only released in Japan, but I found it when I went to Belgium in a toy shop for 50 euros. I could not say no to that one. I just had to buy it. And of course, my Action Masters is actually the Transformers I collect. They don't need to be complete, but I want to have they can't be damaged. I want them in a decent condition, but I don't need the weapons. And as it turns out, it's only missing 2 Action Masters now. I got this extra Megatron, and my friend actually 3D printed an arm cannon to him. And this is probably the most... You who had this toy back in the 80s, it's like the biggest head scratcher. Why didn't Megatron get a cannon on his arm that you can add on? Because it would have been such a cool thing, and it was like, why? But anyway, we have it at least now, or I have it. While I don't have added my comics and the DVDs and Blu-rays to what I bought last year, I did add these Swedish comics about Marvel comics. Really good compilation books. I love them. It's from a time when I was a kid, most of them. Especially the Hobgoblin one. It's such a special book to me. And I also started dabbling around with this Super Creator. It's a little set where actually good for Star Wars figures. You can put them on that size-wise, G.I. Joe, Star Wars, etc. I have a whole set of them actually, which I will let you know and see. And here you have that set. As you can see, they're perfect with the Star Wars figures. You can play around how much you like and as you want. The imagination sets the limit for you, so to say. Darth Vader go out shopping vegetables, fruits, etc. It's actually quite cute, this little, I don't know, dioramas, what do you call them? But considering there's quite a lot of toys, and one line I haven't presented yet that I started collecting actually really good. This line has always been a little bit pricey, and I bought them cheap when I got the figures. I needed accessories, weapons, etc. But I figured like I spend at least 50 to 100 euros a month on figures, as you can see. And Star Wars. I decided to collect Star Wars. And as you can see here, it's quite an impressive collection for just 1 year to get. And I decided I want the weapons with them as well. So I started collecting all, 111 figures or whatever it is, including the last 17, as you can see there. And I got a lot of figures now. And Star Wars Vintage are probably my favorite line at the moment. I love collecting them. And I even got the AT-AT, a thing I dreamed about having as a kid, never got. And yeah, it's super cool. I try to buy them with weapons now, but I never, not always do. Like, for example, if I got the Last 17 for a good price, really good price, like I did with that Poplar there. Yeah, well, if you got it for under 15 US dollars, you buy it. You don't wait for the weapon. But as you see, there's only, I have some more as well, which I bought from years earlier, but these are what I purchased this year. And I also even managed to sell some as well. I had like two Admiral Akbar and so on, because I did have quite a nice Black Series collection, but the Black Series doesn't do it for me anymore. But I wanted the Rogue One and the Stormtrooper because they're iconic to my other characters. But as you can see here, I also decided to get some new Disney ones. The ones with the Grand Moff Tarkin, of course, Stormtrooper Han, and some Rebel soldiers. These are kind of essentials to the collection, if you ask me, even though they're newer ones. But they were never released back in the 80s, so of course you need them. Looking at all these toys, you can see, for example, you have the Last 17 there figures, which are expensive. And for all those you who collect Marvel, Transformers, I know that you can see some expensive figures, especially when you live in Sweden. I usually buy from the US. Most of them are from the US, ordering, shipping, except Star Wars. And that's going to be a lot of cost in shipping and import fees. So that's a lot of money. So when I look at it, it feels like I'm a millionaire or something, which I'm not, far from it. I'm stupid with my money, evidently, but it's a great feeling to have them. And yeah, the goal for this year is to complete the Star Wars collection as good as I can, at least for the characters, because I need that Barada guy, EV-99, pop-up lightsaber R2-D2, and that little mascot to Jabba the Hutt, for example. Anyway, that is my collection. How it grew in 2025. A lot of figures and video games and some comics. So what do I collect? Well, that's the problem I have. I collect too much. I have no limits almost. But that's it. Over and out from Sweden, January 2026.